Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Art of Being a Woman. I'm your host, Courtney, and this episode is not going to be like any of my other episodes. I'm not going to be discussing a topic in depth. I just wanted to talk to you guys and update you on the podcast in general because I have taken a break this month in March. I wanted to speak about why I decided to take the break, how long I plan to be pausing the podcast for, and what I see for this podcast in the future. Before I answer those three questions, I just wanted to thank every single one of you for listening to one episode or more. It means so much to me, truly. I'm honestly so surprised that people are still listening, even when I'm not posting episodes. I'm glad that everything that I've recorded up until this point is always accessible for anyone and everyone, regardless if I'm active or not. It's a beautiful feeling. I'm not gonna lie. Let's get into why I decided to take a break from podcasting. The first reason is because my personal life has started to feel a little overwhelming, and not overwhelming in a negative way. I feel like it's very positive. I decided to change a lot of my daily habits for the better, and that includes being more active physically. I'm moving my body a lot more. I'm exercising every single day for at least an hour a day. And it's nothing crazy. It's just going for walks, getting my steps in, but it does take up a big chunk of my afternoons. I also work pretty much full time as an occupational therapist, and my schedule is pretty long. I wake up at 5:30 and I get home around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So from 3 o'clock until around 8:30 is when I tend to interact on social media with each of you. I create content for threads, quotes that I'm posting on Instagram, and dealing with my personal life, socializing, spending time with friends and family, and running errands, getting things done. And honestly, for a long time, I was able to juggle all of these things with the podcast. And it didn't even feel like I was juggling because I enjoyed podcasting so much. There wasn't even a question regarding how I was going to make time to record a podcast episode and edit it. But I started to realize that I don't really give myself much time to do nothing, to just be, to just relax. And honestly, I have been okay with that sort of lifestyle for a long time. I do feel fulfilled when I'm productive for as long as possible. I really value maximizing my time, but I think it was getting a bit excessive to the point where when I was having some free time, I almost didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know how to relax, and I would just find something else to work on, whether it was creating more content or just busying myself instead of just sitting and being present with myself. And I think that because I did that, I sort of lost that spark, that side of myself that would take inspiration from my day-to-day and share it with all of you in this podcast. I covered a lot of the topics that I already posted last year, and they're great topics, and there are some that I would like to cover in the future that I haven't yet, but I feel like in order to do so from a very genuine place, but also from a version of myself that is more present and is actually practicing what she's preaching, I need to step back a little bit and just be present and live life a little bit more so that when I come back and I record future episodes, what I'm saying feels more wholesome to me, honestly. On top of that, I also am currently in the beginning process of going through a career shift, which I'm very excited about. This is something that I'm slowly beginning to talk about openly because it is so new, but it is something that I have been committing to already for almost a month. And that is that I'm in school again, which I never thought I would go back to school again, to become a certified Kabbalistic astrologer. And it's a lot. I think being an astrologer is a little taboo because not everyone believes in astrology. And being a Kabbalist is also a bit taboo because it focuses on more esoteric, deep spiritual knowledge, and it's a blend of those two practices and beliefs. I don't know of anyone personally that has this profession, and I think I've been hesitant to speak about it openly because from a very surface level perspective, I think it doesn't seem to be a serious career change, but something that I've always been really passionate and stubborn about my whole life is being honest about what I'm passionate about. I've always known that occupational therapy was not something I was passionate about. I just didn't know what to do with myself professionally, and I didn't want to do nothing in my 20s. I wanted to at least build some sort of foundation for myself so that when I do figure out what my passion is, I have the means to do so. And luckily I do right now. So those are the two reasons why I'm currently taking a break from podcasting. I don't think one is more of a reason than the other. I think I just realized both at the same time. My ego likes the idea of framing this break because of a career shift, but even if I didn't shift careers, I think it's very important that I step back for a little bit. And it does make me sad that I'm stepping back. I think about recording an episode all the time, and sometimes I still record episodes because I just miss the feeling of connecting with you every single week. But I keep reminding myself it's not a forever thing. I'm not permanently quitting podcasting. I'm just taking a season to myself. Now, how long do I plan on taking a break from podcasting? That's a good question. I don't really want to put too much pressure on myself to come up with a deadline, but I do feel like it's important to do so because life is always happening, and I don't want something that's so meaningful to me to fall through the cracks. So for now, I will say that I will take the whole spring season off. So from March 20th, which is today, the day I'm recording this, up until the end of June, I believe, I will be taking a break from podcasting. Wow, just saying that really breaks my heart. I look forward to posting again consistently every week on Tuesdays, starting at the end of June, with new topics that I've never covered before on my Instagram account and on Threads, or perhaps I will cover older topics that I've discussed in the past. It really depends on the themes that I feel are coming up in my life, and also what you guys are gravitating towards the most. I can see which topics are more interesting to each and every one of you based on your comments, your private messages, and just your interaction with different quotes and different posts. So feel free to message me privately if there is a topic you want me to discuss more in depth. And also feel free to message me just to talk. I love when you guys message me. It feels like talking to a long lost friend, and it's always good vibes. Now, the last thing that I wanted to discuss was how this podcast is going to go moving forward. This is also something I'm not 100% sure about, and I would love to hear your opinions on this. I don't think I'm going to continue the structure of the 4 steps because it feels a bit rigid. I feel like I can't speak as freely because I have a specific script that I have to stay loyal to, and that's fine because all the episodes that I've done up until this point give advice that I think is more structured. I hope it's more structured. I definitely went on tangents in episodes, but for the most part, you knew what you were getting into when you clicked on an episode. But I'm considering having a more relaxed style with podcasting. Perhaps we'll pick one main topic of the week and I'll ask you guys to share your thoughts and opinions on this topic, and we'll talk about it more in depth in the episode. So that's an option. Another option is I can just live my life and figure out what the theme of the week is. What lessons do I feel like life is having me learn? And honestly, now that I'm learning astrology more professionally, it'll help me really tap into the energies of each week. I don't know if I'll necessarily incorporate it, at least not now, but many times we are collectively experiencing similar themes and lessons in life. So those are the 2 futures I see for this podcast. Maybe I will do both, but I think what matters most is that I'm open to changing my style of podcasting. I'm open to hearing your feedback. I want to know what you gravitate towards most. Are you listening to this podcast because you want more structured advice? Or are you open to a more casual, open-ended type of discussion where I just update you on my life and the lessons that I'm learning and we go with the flow? Message me what you think privately or on this episode, and I look forward to returning in the summer. I hope you have an amazing spring. Until June, bye for now.